Hey guys, welcome back to the Curly Reader. My name's Amanda, and today I'm going to share with you a book haul. All right, so this is actually a rather small book haul for me. I did not place any book outlet orders. I have just a handful of thrifted books, and then I have a handful of new books because I actually think I might have bought more new books than I did used books this month. So, even I am human, right? So this is definitely out of the ordinary for me, but let's just kind of get into this. The first book that I want to share with you is a book that was actually gifted to me, and that is Blood, Bones, and Butter, an inadvertent education of a reluctant chef by Gabrielle Hamilton. And this was gifted to me by Kim over at Bookmarks and Breadsticks. We buddy read Black, White, and the Gray last month, the month before, I don't even remember now. But in that book, this book is referenced, and Gabrielle Hamilton is in that book, and she had mentioned that she had read this book and loved it, and so she found this one at a sale for me and sent it my way. And so thank you very, very much, Kim. I am very much looking forward to reading this and seeing what Gabrielle has to say about her journey to being a chef. So that is my first one. And then let's get into some thrifted books, and then I'll show you what I got new. So I found a copy of Just Mercy at the thrift store. This is a story by it's not a story, it's a nonfiction book by Brian Stevenson. And this is, he is a lawyer who helps people like get off of death row and just advocates for them. And he started the Equal Justice Initiative or something along those lines as well. He worked for them. I don't remember. But I read this a couple of years ago and loved it. I also owned the Young Readers edition of it, but I was really excited to own it myself because this will go in a very prized place on my bookshelf, and I will be able to loan it out to friends. And yeah, so this is just a fantastic story about his journey, really taking care of his clients and listening to them and showing them grace and mercy. And so yeah, highly recommend that one. All right, and then I picked up a copy of We Were the Lucky Ones by Georgia Hunter. This is a historical fiction, World War II historical fiction, and I think I don't know a whole lot about it. I know a lot of people really, really like it, and I know it's World War II historical fiction. It says 3 generations of the Kirk family are doing their best to live normal lives in 1939. I think it just follows this Jewish family, so we'll see. All right, and then I picked up a copy of Normal People by Sally Rooney. I know that this was turned into like a show or a movie or something like that, but then I got to reading the back of it, and it sounds very interesting. So Connell and Marianne grew up in the same small town, and then so at school, Connell is popular and well-liked, and Marianne is a loner, and the two strike up a conversation, and their lives change. I don't know. All right, I picked up a copy of Elijah of Buxton. This is one that I just read in April, I want to say, but this is by Christopher Paul Curtis, who I love, and I read this. This is about Elijah, who lives in Buxton. It is on the border of Canada and the U.S., pre-Civil War era, and it is the first settlement of free African people, African Americans that escape America and they go to Canada, and this is their settlement, and Elijah is the first baby born free in Canada, and so it's just kind of about him and life living in Buxton, and then he is called to go back down into America to do some stuff, and just kind of his journey, and it was really, really, really good. All right, a cover buy for me. I have seen this one on, I think it's Sarah's, from Sarah's Nightstands bookshelves for a while, and I love the spine and I love the cover, and I honestly don't really know what it's about, but I got a copy of The Nix by Nathan Hill. This spine, you guys, I just love it. So yeah, it's 2011, and Samuel Anderson hasn't seen his mother, Faye, in decades, not since she abandoned the family when he was a boy. Now she's reappeared, having committed a crime that electrifies the nightly news and inflames a politically divided country. The media paints Faye as a 1960s radical, but as far as Samuel knows, his mother was an ordinary girl who married her high school sweetheart. Which version of her is true? Two facts are certain. She's facing some serious charges, and she needs Samuel's help. I don't know, but that cover got me. All right, and then I think this is my last thrifted book. Yeah, this is my last thrifted one. I got Witchwood by Tahira Mafi, which is awesome because I just hauled last month Furthermore, which is the previous one to this. This is the sequel or companion to Furthermore. But yeah, so I found this is like in brand new condition at the thrift store for like $1. So grab that. And this duology, I guess, I think it has, I don't know. It's middle grade and it's fantasy. And I've heard really good things about it. I honestly don't know what it's about though. All right. And then I got some new books. So, yeah. At the beginning of, was it the beginning of May? I don't even remember when this was, that Shadow and Bone came out on Netflix. And the day it came out, binge watched the entire thing in like 2 days. It was so good. So then I went out and I purchased the entire trilogy. And I am currently reading Shadow and Bone, and I'm going to be reading hopefully the whole series with some friends of mine. But yeah, this was definitely I watched the adaptation and it just got me in the mood to reread them. I've already read them. I enjoyed these books. So I am excited to have them on my shelf, but these I'm so excited about. But then also I wanted to show you, I got from I follow her on Instagram. She has an Etsy shop. It's called the Book Scribd, I believe. I'll link her down below, but I got a new bookmark that goes along with the show. So it does have some of the characters from Six of Crows and Shadow and Bone because it's a show tie-in. But then check this out. If you've seen the show, you'll know. Hug the Goat. I love this bookmark so much. So as soon as she had those for sale, I was like, yes, please. And that is what I will be using for my entire Shadow and Bone reread, which I am so excited about. And then I couldn't buy Shadow and Bone without also buying the Six of Crows duology. So I have Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. Oh, I didn't even show you all of these. So Shadow and Bone is Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, and Ruin and Rising. Those are the 3 Shadow and Bone books. And then I also got Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. So these are a duology that take place in the same universe as Shadow and Bone, but follow a completely different set of characters, completely different storyline, all that. And I love these ones as well. So I may be rereading those as well. I did not get King of Scars and Rule of Wolves because I have read King of Scars and I didn't like it. So I'm very like, I don't know if I want to own those ones yet, but you know, what are you going to do? So anyway, and then I also, Target was having like buy one, get one half off or something like that. And so I ended up picking up Beach Read by Emily Henry. This is one that I read last year and absolutely loved so much. And I love the cover. I love the spine. I wanted to have it because it's one of my favorites. And then I picked up a new release also. And that is The Last Green Valley by Mark Sullivan. This has me super intrigued. I want to read this so bad. It is set in March of 1944, and it follows a couple who are, I think they're of German descent, but they had gone into Russia, or the Ukraine. They had gone into the Ukraine because they didn't like what was going on in Germany. They didn't like all that. And now Stalin's forces are coming into the Ukraine. And so they have to make a terrible decision. Do they wait for the Soviet bear's intrusion and risk being sent to Siberia? Or do they reluctantly follow the wolves, the murderous Nazi officers who have pledged to protect pureblood Germans? So it says the Martells are one of many families of German heritage whose ancestors have farmed in the Ukraine for more than a century. But after already living under Stalin's horrifying regime, Emil and Adeline decide that they must run in retreat from their land with the wolves they despise to escape the Soviets and go in search of freedom. Caught between 2 warring forces and overcoming horrific trials to pursue their hope of immigrating to the West, the Martell story is a brutal, complex, and ultimately triumphant tale that illuminates the extraordinary power of love, faith, and one family's incredible will to survive and see their dreams realized. That sounds so good to me. Like, oh my goodness, that sounds so good. And this cover, like, oh, I love it. So I got it. And then, okay, I was watching Jade from JD Ray Reads, I believe. And she was talking about like some of her favorite middle grade books, and this was one that she mentioned, and so I ended up ordering this one from Book Depository, because it is a UK book that you can't really, that none of the libraries here had it, and so I just ended up ordering it. It's called Wonderscape by Jennifer Bell, and she said that this is very like Jumanji with historical fiction aspects, because like it says, when Arthur, Ren, and Cicely investigate a mysterious explosion, they find themselves trapped in the year 2473. So they go into the future. Lost in the Wonderscape, an epic in-reality adventure game, they must call on the help of some unlikely historical heroes to play their way home before time runs out. So I guess they're like stuck in this like reality game, but they're meeting historical figures that are part of the puzzle to figure out how to get home. That sounded fascinating to me. So I got it because I wanted to read it and none of my libraries had it, and it's a UK book. So, all right. And then the last book I got was an investment, but I am so excited to have it. Starting next month, a handful of booktubers are hosting a read along, and I'm planning on participating. And you guys, this is so out of my comfort zone. I don't like big books and I don't like classics. So who even am I? I purchased Les Miserables. So I will link some of the people that are going to be hosting this read along. They are taking the entire month of July, August, and part of September to read this, and that's why I was like, okay, I can do this. I'll probably honestly listen to this on audio, but I mean, if I'm going to listen to this, I'm going to have it on my shelves to commemorate the fact that I have completed this, because this, you guys, is a chunk of a book. It is, I don't even know how many pages long. Let's see if I can figure it out. Over 900 pages long, 908. And this font is not large. Like, it's huge. But I love this edition. It's so pretty with the gold foiling, and it's leather bound. I love it. I had to find it used because this isn't the current. It's like the Barnes & Noble leather bound edition, but I don't like their current one. I like this one better, so whatever. I had to find like a seller or whatever online to get it from, but I was able to do it, and I'm excited for the read along. Very nervous. We'll see. I figured it's like 6 hours of audiobook a week. I can do that. Easy. No big deal. We'll see. So anyway, that's it, guys. That's all that I hauled this month, which is, like I said, it's still a lot of books, but it's less than I normally haul, and there's nothing in here from Book Outlet, so I call that a win. So if you have read any of these, I would love to hear your comments about them, as always, down below. And yeah, if you're interested in any of these, if any of these spark your interest, let me know. What's some books that you've hauled recently that you're excited about? And other than that, I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you stick around and subscribe, and until next time, see ya!